class is vacant. It is going to be a smooth transition.
You will not leave the classes vacant, but then if you know that the teachers are not qualified and they're not teaching anything of meaning to the students, shouldn't that also call to question, how you've gone about this entire process?
Well, I don't think it will bring any problem. These are teachers who have been trained, and we are ready to train them, to retrain them again. So getting rid of the unqualified teachers, I think it's better than getting those that are qualified, train them, and then send them to class, instead of us keeping those teachers that are not doing anything in the class.
The NUT chairman did say that they said that this was a problem a long time ago, and they realized that this problem, had been in existence, not just in Kaduna, but in large parts of the country. Kaduna is not just the first instance we've seen where competency tests have been done or conducted.
Yes.
But they also said that they had written a letter to the governor, I'm sure you heard him, saying that they would like to have a conversation with him on some of these issues, and their letter was never responded to.
How can he respond to such a letter? They wrote the letter after the result of the competency test was released. What have they been doing all this while?
You are aware of the letter that was written?
I am aware of it. I know about the letter.
Not before the competency test?
No, it wasn't before. It was after the release of the competency test. What have they been doing? For goodness sake, if they want to help the situation, why didn't they act since when the grade 2 and the SSC holders were being employed? Why didn't they do something that time?
So, just wondering now, what is the way forward? I mean, because it looks like they're digging in their heels, and they say they're going to be in the trenches. It's wartime for them. They believe that these teachers should not be sacked, appointments should not be terminated, or even retired. They want the teachers retrained and, kept in service. They believe that they're trainable people. Are you considering their offer at all?
At all, we are not. Why not?
Why?
Yes. His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, since inception, he has approved every year at least the sum of 300 million to SUBEB and colleges of education in Zaria and Gidanwaya to train and retrain these teachers day in, day out. Trainings are always being given to these teachers. But unfortunately, the impact is not felt anywhere. It's not felt anywhere. That is the more reason why we decided something must be done on this. Why should the government be spending money on training and these teachers cannot perform? They cannot do anything. They can't even help themselves. Shouldn't
SUBEB be held responsible for that? If the government is earmarking money for the training of teachers and you have teachers inspectors, do you have them?
We have inspectors.
So if you have inspectors and these teachers are being trained on a monthly basis or however frequently they are being trained, and you're not seeing results, shouldn't there be questions for members of the civil service who are supposed to be in charge of monitoring these teachers?
Don't forget something. This government came and met this theme like that. And that is why we said something must be done.
But it's almost 3 years now. I mean, can the government continue to say we met it like that? This is 3 years. And the question is to be asked as to whether or not members of SUBEB are also political. Shouldn't the focus also be to strengthen the civil service so that this kind of things will not happen again? Politicians should not just be able to override the civil service and employ teachers that are not qualified.
That is what happened in Kaduna State. They override the
That is what happened. I mean, that's what you said happened. But I'm saying that if that is the case, shouldn't the correction be, while you're trying to ensure that you sift, qualified teachers from unqualified teachers, shouldn't the process also be strengthening SUBEB to ensure that, in future, no politician is able to just willfully override the powers of the civil service?
I am sure you will agree with me if I tell you that since the inception of this government, a lot of efforts have been made to make sure that at least there is an improvement. But what we discover is that there wasn't any improvement. And that is, like I told you, that is the more reason why we decided to take this action. We can't continue to be spending money and wasting our time, wasting. Look, these pupils, these innocent pupils, are going to be, they are going to hold us responsible tomorrow. Definitely. We could have the ministers, the head of state, so many big dignitaries amongst them.
I understand. Just before you finish, we will come to the question of, the NUT chairman also raised an observation. He said that Kaduna, which is divided into north and south, that the teachers in the south are better qualified than teachers in the north. Did the statistics that came up from the exam say that?
I won't agree with that. I don't know where he has gotten that statistics, but I know, yes, there are more teachers in the south than in the north, because we have the south harbor the State College of Education as